If you don't know about the numeric data type, then you are missing something big. Hey, this is Ankit. In this video, we are going to learn about numeric data type. So let's dive into my desktop to learn more about this. But before this, please watch this video till the end. If you are interested in Python, we have a gift for you.
Today we are going to see part 2 of variables and data types. In a previous video, we already had seen what is a variable and what is the meaning of the container. Now let's see different types of data types. So you can see over there numeric, text, sequence, mapping, sets, boolean, binary and none type. These all are basically major categories of data types, and each category contains one or multiple type of data type, which we are going to see in a future videos also, how and what they are and how they works. So today we are going to see the numeric type data type. Here you can see there are three major types of numeric type data type. That's a int, which stands for the integer, float stands for floating point, and complex stands for complex data type. So let's see the what is the integer data type in action. Here I am in prompt of Python where I can write my code and execute it. Let's see. For example, I am going to print a message, hello world, and it's working. So let's see what Python is able to do and how Python is working with variables. So let's see the numeric variables. Integer is nothing, just a whole number which Python can create and contain in a variable and which is actually stored in a memory. So any number, whatever you will provide using the a equal to 12, which means we are assigning a value 12 to the variable name a. And if you want to print what contains a, just use a print function and just pass a inside of this function, and it will print the whatever the value you have provided to the a. For example, let's see one more time. Suppose I have a b. I'm going to create a new variable which is named identified as a b, and whatever the value I want to store, let's suppose I'm going to store minus 15. So this time let me try to print if I have a minus 15 inside of b. Yes, we have a minus 15 inside of b, which is done by a Python. And how you can identify which type of variable is, you can use a type function. So type function will provide you the information about your data type. Either it's a integer or some other data type. For example, let's see type of a. So it is printing a class which is int. It means which belongs to integer type. Let's one more time, and I'm going to check this time b. Again you can see both of them are integer data type. I hope you understand it well. So we will see you in the next video. Let's continue with the float data type. So float is a data type which is used to hold or contain or store the value which is a decimal based. For example, if you want to store a 2.02, so which data type you will use? That's a float data type. Because if you will try to insert this float data type inside this int data type, so int will not work for all the part of decimal part, right? So float data type is used to store the decimal values. For example, if you want to store 2.05 or 2.59 or minus 5.67, all these values can be stored in a floating point representation only, which is supported by the float data type. So you can store your float data type in a you can store your float values in a float data type. Let's see in action. suppose I have a variable C and I want to store this 3.34. So let me try to print the value of C. Bang, it's a 3.34, means which is a float value. How we can check? I can check using the type function. If I'll type this function and I will pass a variable inside of it, it will print me the type of this data type. Now you can see it is saying this is a class of float type, which means this is a float data type. Let's see one more example for it. Suppose I am creating a D variable which is holding what? Minus this value. You can see the precedence value is so long. After the decimal there is so much of values. Let me try to store it, and after that let me print it. So now you can see somewhere it's make a round of the value with some decimal parts, but the value is stored in the variable D. And if you will check, then you can find it's a float data type. I hope you understand that part. Let's move to the next. Now you can see there is a complex data type. So complex is a data type which is known as a iota value, which is not a something direct manipulated value. For example, suppose A, if I check this, what is the A inside of it? So it's a 12, and let me print the type of A. I'm able to get it's an integer type. And again, recently we had seen what is a type of C, that's a float. But let me tell you how we can store a complex data type. So complex is nothing, just a value. So basically we have to store a complex values in a different parts, like the x part, what we are known as x plus y and I, where x is nothing, just a real part of your complex number, and y is an imaginary part, and I stands for iota. So let me replace these things and we give some values for it. Now you can see there is a syntax error appeared. So we all are know the complex number is become with a real number plus imaginary number plus iota. So why this is generating an error? So let me tell you what is error. For imaginary part, or sorry, for iota part, Python is supporting J for it, and when you are going to assign the value, it will accept it. So instead of I, you have to use what? J. I hope you understand. Let's print the value for it, what I have inside of E. So it's printing me this, which is a nothing but a complex number. Let's check, is it a complex type or not? So let me type function type and pass E inside of it, and let's see, it's telling me the class complex, which means that this data what we have stored inside of E is actually belongs to complex type. I hope you understand that part. Thank you.
Now it's the time for the important message and gift for you. So we have a master class that will be taken by the university professor. The link is in the description, and we are going to take 5 lucky winners who are going to learn the Python from the university professor on the live classes. So without wasting time, click the link below and register yourself for the masterclass. Thank you.